The name Prachurya means goddess of wealth in ancient Sanskrit. True to that meaning, Prachurya Bharadwaj, the author, has accumulated herself a notion of experience that very few 28 years old would fathom. Today, she works in the Netherlands as a technical lead for development of unique technology that should ascertain the leadership of ASML in the semiconductor industry. But to discover how she got here, we suggest you to read her recently published book in collaboration with Eurobox, entitled Before the Age of 28. This exciting read is only a part of her story, going from the age of 7-year-old until 28, when she perceived that this was the pinnacle of her success. Today, we're happy to welcome Prachurya, who's right now connected with us. Hi, Prachurya. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much as well, Ginevra.
So let's start from the origin, from the beginning. This is an autobiography of a non-celebrity, which is very interesting. Anybody who reads the book obviously loves the essence of it, but why should everybody buy this book?
Yeah. Everybody doesn't have to buy the book. Some selected few people, that's fine. And why should anybody actually buy an autobiography of a mere mortal, right? It's as though only a famous person should be entitled to reveal one's life story to the world. And one might also believe that if somebody isn't famous, that person hasn't accomplished enough to write a story about. But then again, for those of us who look at the world through a more evaluative lens, I'm sure that they understand that if a person is choosing to be famous for any skill, it's a part of one's job description. Footballers need to make media appearances, musicians, actors, and even scientists. They're not famous because of their talent alone, but because several PR firms are carefully orchestrating every news article, story, or headline we see about them. I do not fall into that category. I'm not famous, and neither does my career require me to be famous, and I'm grateful for that. If you, however, read the subtitle of my book, it's all about defying the norms. So here I am, a non-celebrity, talking about my autobiography. It's one hell of a story. You will either love it, or it will challenge your stances in life. And you should encourage your teens to read my book rather than watching some Kardashian drama, which is far from the reality. My story is raw, real, true incidents on how a 9-year-old girl can make her own schedule, revive herself from a very orphan mentality, fight her bullies within the family, resuscitate herself out of all of that via one thing and one thing only, a drive. The brain leads the way, and I have written about that in my book.
So you said one interesting word, which is challenge, challenging. I think that writing an autobiography is actually challenging. What were the major obstacles while writing this book?
Life, Ginevra, life. I have a thrilling, happening, beautiful life for which I'm really grateful for. And when I was 28, I started writing this book, but of course, the development took 2 years. So from 2020 until 2022, I was training for a marathon. I was going deeper into a beautiful relationship that has now transformed into a life partnership. I was preparing for 3 weddings, all to the same guy. Don't worry. I was maintaining social connections in a new country because I need friends. Everybody does. Working full time, excelling in that career, buying a beautiful property and then renovating it. But at the same time, I was selling my old house that I was so proud of buying. And, I wrote about that in my book as well. So life, there were so many times I had to somehow, take holidays from my work just so I can work on the book, or I work half a day and I would work on the book. I just had to prioritize somehow. And that was quite challenging.
So it seems that you define happiness as the ability to overcome, to conquer an obstacle. So people who don't have obstacles, they cannot be happy, really.
No, they can't. Nobody can be happy if they haven't overcome something on their own. That's why infants smile and laugh and giggle when they start to walk. They marvel at themselves on how they can also stand like all the adults around them. Obstacles are challenges that inspire artists, athletes, engineers, scientists, philosophers, even those in corporates. Obstacles are the reason this world is going round, why people seek comfort with each other, why people get up in the morning, why people seek a routine, and why people do anything at all. Obstacles are your best friend who will coerce and influence you to make many decisions. Now, what kind of decisions you will take will obviously define your life. Also, I wrote about that in the book as well. So yes, obstacles. Thank heavens for them. Otherwise, it's not a life, it's an existence.
I agree with that. But your book is not just about that. Your book also talks about parenting, about being a lonely child, rising above everything that holds you back. So you said that the brain will lead you the way if you really desire something. Do you really believe that?
I believe in that philosophy more than my belief in anything on this planet, never. I really do. I have seen true evidence of the strength of my brain, everything I have around me, every decision I made, every hindrance I crossed with, pointers for my future self is because of my mind, my brain. Our decisions define us. And people might not want to hear this, but every decision one makes defines us as a person. If you make a bad decision, that bad decision defined past tense, your state of mind at that stage of life. And same goes for good decisions. What are good and bad decisions? You will ask me now. Your ambitions in life will help you understand what is good or bad.
Very last question, because this is a curiosity I have. You mentioned that you always seek more of life. What is the only thing, if there is that one, that you will never seek, and why?
Yeah, I don't think I will ever seek fame, in the sense, okay, popularity is different. So if I'm popular amongst my friends, yeah, sure, I like it. But famous, like being famous of some sort, I would not want that, because it's it comes at a cost, and people who base their identity on being famous, they always have to care about what others think, and I don't want to have that burden on me. But at the same time, people who are famous and making a career out of it, money out of it, good for them, kudos to them. It takes a really charismatic and heavy personality to be able to deal with all of that. So yeah, kudos to that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prachurya. Thank you for your time, and we want to wish you best luck with your book out there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Navra. You have a good day.
Before the Age of 28 by Prachurya Bharadwaj is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.